All right. Hello. Welcome to Wellness Wellbeing Wednesday, everybody. I am so excited to be here. We have an amazing guest, Lorraine Cucci, with us today. And I just want to take a few moments to say welcome and say happy 2023. 2023. First week of January. It is amazing. I want you and each and every one of you taking a look into your future, to maybe even drop it in the chat to share your dreams, your goals, your visions, where you want to be and how you want to be freed for 2023. But my name is Michelle Maynard MacArthur, and I am your hospitality health and wellness strategist that is here to help guide you through that positive process for change. And that is with a lean, holistic, healing approach from the inside out. That lean stands for our pillars of lifestyle, exercise, attitude, and nutrition. But before we get started, we are in the series of identifying and embracing a worry-free lifestyle. And we are in part 9 of talking about that. And today we are going to be talking about how anxiety is a part of stress. I have some questions for you. We've got an excellent expert for our special guest speaker. But before we do all that, I want to take a few moments of stillness, as I always do, to just reach out to anyone out there that may be hurting, struggling, going through some trauma, whatever that might be, whether it be in your home, your family, your loved ones, or it may be from yourself, or it may even be from our state, our country that we have here in the U.S. or in the world. This is just a moment of stillness, asking God to put a hedge of protection over all of this, over our home and our bodies, and just to give that to us for protection. So thank you for just a few moments. Thank you again. I appreciate that. I want to talk about some celebrations we have for awarenesses. I got to find out this morning that, oh my goodness, we've got even one, but we've got the International Mind Body Stress Day was yesterday. However, you know me, it can't just be a day, especially something I'm passionate about. We have to make it a week, a month, a year, just and all the time, because that mind body stress day. We have National Birth Defects Prevention, Walk Your Dog Month. Get out, get moving. We've got Cervical Health Awareness, Winter Safety Month, the Weedless Wednesday. Are you in the weeds? Are you seeing weeds around? Be weedless as far as Healthy Weight Day, Poverty Awareness. We're talking about emotions today. It's Love Your Liver Month. As we go into the spring months, there is nothing more revitalizing than rejuvenating your liver. But right now we are in January, Love Your Liver, National Blood Donor Month, National Slavery and Human Trafficking Month. And today, as I mentioned, we are going to talk about how anxiety is a part of stress. So my question to you is going to be, what is your perception of stress? And what do you think you can do by reducing the overall stress heading into this new year of 2023? So again, I wanted to just share my devotion is to help you executives as a master certified health and wellness coach, and along with a certification I have in traditional Chinese medicine. It is to help you executives improve your health and well-being while you find that mind, body, and soul balance between what is most important, your self-care, family, work, and play. And the tips are being brought to you today by MacArthur Accommodations, where we are a hospitality, health, and wellness coaching and consulting advisement company that does specialize in that overall health and wellness worldwide, with the innovations to reflect, recharge, and renew yourself one step at a time. And today I'm just honored to have Lorraine Cucci. She is a registered nurse, a certified reflexologist, a Reiki master, integrated healthcare practitioner, and just so much more. Her accolades go on and on. It was like, oh my goodness. But what's really exciting is at a very early age, Lorraine realized her natural intuitive and healing capabilities. And as a nurse, for more than several decades, she's been able to combine these natural gifts with her holistic approaches to health and wellness. I'm sure you can see this is where Michelle and Lorraine really have so much in common. But through her private practice, Healing Path to Health, which I have the website up there for you, Lorraine blends that excellence in all areas of well-being with a special emphasis on energy, along with that mind, body, and soul connection. So, without further ado, I want to welcome Lorraine. I want to give a disclaimer for all of you listeners out there that this is all just for educational purposes only. We are not here to treat, diagnose, or prescribe anything. This is just for your education. So, if you are in need of in immediate danger, please seek a professional right away. If you need some resources, drop us some chats along with the answers to the questions we ask below so we can provide that. Send me a private message. You've got my contact information. You've got my phone number. However it is, we've got a plethora of resources available for you if that's something that you need. So without further ado, I want to welcome you, Lorraine. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Michelle. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. I really appreciate it. And I'm very honored to be your guest today, Michelle, on your Wellness Wednesday. So, yeah, as Michelle said, yesterday was International Mind, Body, and Wellness Day. And, when I was putting my presentation together, I said to myself, this is a great segue for what I'm going to talk about today. So yeah, we're on the topic today of stress. We want you to stress less going into 2023. And before I go into what you can do, how you can manage stress, and all of that, I just want to bring up a few points about stress. So one thing that really was interesting to me was not too long ago, I heard on the news that over 31% of adults, and this is according to the American Psychiatric Society, so they have a good handle on stress. Um, they found that there were a lot of adults who were over 31%. They were highly stressed during 2022. And so stress can be a major component in a person's life, and you'd probably have to be either dead or living under a rock not to feel any stress. So let me just go into more of what stress is, what it actually does to the body, what it can do, and, just I'll go into some physical conditions that can uh, be a result of stress. Okay. So, by definition, what is stress? Well, stress is your body's natural and necessary physical reaction to changes in its environment or circumstances where your brain perceives a response is required for your protection. So it's a protective mechanism, okay? So some physical reactions we can feel when we're stressed is that you can feel your heart beating fast, okay? Sometimes it's like, oh my God, I feel like my heart is pounding out of my chest, okay? Our pupils will dilate, okay? You also feel like your body tenses up. And yeah, that's your muscles that are tensing, they're contracting, okay? You feel like your breathing is increasing, and there is definitely more blood being pumped to your muscles. And also, what's happening, your hormones are coming into play. So you have your adrenaline, your cortisol. So everything is starting to be secreted in the body. And in addition, we're breathing fast and all these other physical things are happening to us. So, as a result, all of these things are happening and it's preparing us for you to either fight for your life or flee. So we've all heard of the fight or flight response. Well, that's what it is. Stress is, prepping you for that fight or flight. So the thing about this is a lot of us live in a constant state of fight or flight. And that is not good because when the body is like in this constant state of fight or flight, our cortisol levels are way high and we don't have any time to bring it down. We don't have any time to bring down everything that's been elevated. And, that's not a good way for us to live. That's not the way our bodies were intended to, live. Okay. So, I just want to also point out that stress can also be a normal bodily response. And, when you talk about uh, the things that we're going through, which elevates our stress, it's not really a good or bad by itself. Okay. So I just want to point out that eustress is called a good stress. So eustress is when we're excited about an event that's coming up. We're excited about, say, a job interview. You could be a little nervous, but we're excited about it. That's good. We're excited about we're going to a concert, a person that we wanted to see forever, and we finally got the tickets and we're going. So we're pumped and we're excited. So, we're feeling a little stressed, but it's all good. Okay. So when stress becomes an almost constant thing, what happens then is that chronic problems can result. So, and it will interfere into your mind, your mental health, and your physical health. So, one thing that Michelle did mention was anxiety. Okay. So, anxiety is a result of being in a very stressful state all the time. So, when we're feeling stressed, when we're anxious, when we're constantly in that mindset of, oh my God, this is going to happen. Oh my God, I hate my job. Or, oh my God, I can't stand my coworker. Or, oh my God, I really can't get along with my kids anymore. What am I going to do? Or I can't get along with my significant other, spouse, etc. So that's when, we start to feel anxious. I mean, one good example for me was when all this COVID stuff started and I started to feel anxious. And honestly, I was never really that anxious in my life. I mean, I've been, dealing with stuff during my life, but I was really nervous. I was really scared. I was really anxious. And I really had to start recognizing, I have to bring this down because this is not good for me. So I did eventually start to like detach from the news and start to calm myself down. But when we're in that constant state, that adrenaline, cortisol, the hormones are constantly being released, it will affect not only our minds, but also our bodies. So some of the examples that could show up are headaches, migraines, heart disease, autoimmune disease, digestive problems, high blood pressure. Um, and one that I talk about a lot with my clients is inflammation. So you were talking about systemic inflammation. And when that happens, it's without the body, in the body. So there are things that we can do to help us effectively manage and decrease our stress. And I'll go through some of the ones here. So
Yeah.
one thing you want to
Can I
Really nice.
pause for just a moment, Lorraine?
Sure.
Because you said something I really want to hit on because, yes, we're going to have her do something. I mean, when I look at reflexology and all these different things, I just like, yay, because it's a method of moving herbs and everything I'm about. But you really, I want to really circle back around because through this entire series, and we are in part 9, we have gone through, and I encourage you all to go back. I'll eventually have them all on YouTube for you, but when she's talking about the cortisol, and then she said
Adrenaline.
the adrenaline. Okay, so now let's go because Michelle is always about the organs, how our emotions reside in the liver. But when we look at the adrenals, where the adrenals sit on top of the kidneys, we got a registered nurse, guys. So I would love to just kind of hear that Western medicine side because when the adrenals burn up, I mean, there's what was the disease that one of the kidneys had is something where they burn up, the adrenals burn up, and it can get so serious. As far as I'll think of it here in just a moment.
So,
However,
are you talking about adrenal fatigue?
well, there's adrenal fatigue, but it can go to the worst side. And so when we look at that, the adrenals and nourishing the kidneys, because you're in that fight or flight, your cortisol is out, you're thinking right here from the cortex, you've got the amygdala, you've got all of these different things that are really starting to affect, while it's the psychological side, the emotional, the mental, where all of that, but it also then goes in the physiological and the physical part. And could you just kind of just share just a couple of just points that come to mind when I say about the adrenals of why this is so important when you're talking about stress, when you're talking about anxiety, of really to allow your body to use that good stress, not the negative stress, because it can start really affecting you. And everybody's going into a new year and you want to be healthy. So thank you for sharing that, Lorraine.
Okay, so I'm sorry, specifically, what would you like me to
The
add?
adrenals, the adrenals, as
Oh,
far
yeah.
as why it's so important on the adrenals when you're talking about the cortisol, that it goes
Well,
in.
yeah, so adrenals are located on top of our kidneys, okay? And in the adrenals, we that's where our cortisol or our cortisone is produced. So that's especially important related to that.
Thank
Does
you.
that
Thank you for that. Yeah, yeah. It's just, it's really important. And I appreciate that. Well, go ahead. And I know you had some other things you've got with your nuggets of information. And I'm just
Sure, sure.
thankful for you.
So I'm gonna remind me at the very end, I'm gonna show you a quick a quick thing that you can do on your hand real quick when you feel stressed out. And it takes like 3 seconds to do. All right.
Love it.
So remind me at the end if I
I
forget.
will.
Okay, so let me just go through a couple of techniques and tools that you can do very easily to help you reduce stress, okay, and even alleviate your stress. So, one of the things that's very important, and talking about inflammation, what we put into our bodies is a big, big deal, okay? So, if you're putting junk into your bodies, if you're putting a lot of sugar, drinking all of that soda and eating all of that processed food and eating all those sugary snacks and the pies and the cakes and the donuts and the Dunkin' Donuts and all of that, that's going to wreak havoc on your body and definitely increase your inflammation in your body. So, what you really want to focus on is switching out all of that very easily. If you're all into the sugar, slowly get the sugar out of your body. Do a detox, that's fine too. But focus on the veggies, the fruits, okay? Focus on all of the water, filtered water, I recommend. Focus on, some dairy if you like, organic products such as, the fruits, veggies. And, if you're into meat, the grass fed beef and chicken. And, the Mediterranean diet has been the best diet for the to reduce inflammation. Okay. And again, you really want to focus on, keeping the body in a more alkaline state. That's the key, all right? To reduce and keep it alkaline, because that'll help you with the inflammation. Also, take a breather. If you feel like, oh my God, I feel so stressed, just stop whatever you're doing, close your eyes for a minute, take slow, deep breaths. I recommend 5. Some people say 3. 5 is good because the first 3, you're already starting to feel relaxed. And then 2 more, you're good to go. Coming to the present moment, it's kind of like being mindful. Just say to myself, okay, what's going on here? What am I doing? I don't need to be like this right now. Let me just bring myself back into my breath and be present and focus in on that. All right. Meditate. Meditation is great. Some people say, oh, I can't meditate. For 5 minutes in the morning to be still and just, be grateful and thank God I'm here and I'm grateful, and think about 5 things that you're grateful for, and just sit on that and meditate. That's very easy to do. You could do that in the shower. That's what I did when I was working full time. I would do that in the shower in the morning. Visualize. That's another technique where you could just, oh my God, I'm not going to get this done, and the kids and the husband and the wife, and, just, okay, let me just pause for a moment. Let me visualize, a beautiful mountain scenery, or, some place that you visited that really literally calmed you down. Okay. Talk to someone about what you're going through, a good friend, a family member, someone you're close with. Let them, maybe you can get a different perspective. Maybe they went through it and they could give you some good advice. Go and get some self-care, a massage, play a sport, do a hobby, anything for something that will relieve your stress. Laughing. I love to laugh. Laughing is so therapeutic. If you laugh a couple of times a day, you'll feel so much better. I guarantee it. Music, listening to music. If you're, sometimes when I'm in my funk, that can happen, believe it or not, I turn on some rock and roll or some music I love, and it changes my whole perspective. Also, part of, self-care is get moving, exercise. That's a form of self-care. Do some yoga. Whatever will help you stretch and move and expand, and you could breathe. And the last thing I recommend is get some good restful sleep. And that's a whole topic by itself, getting that sleep. And the last thing, and I remembered, Michelle, and the last thing I want to show you is a very simple reflexology technique that you can do on your hand.
Left or right?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. So I'm holding up my right hand, okay? So what you're going to do is take your thumb on your other hand and slide it down your middle finger, about midway, right here. See it? There you go. Mm-hmm. And what you're going to do is a couple of times just roll it around, press hard, roll it around. Do this for about a couple of seconds, and this will give you some quick stress relief. I guarantee it. Okay?
Oh, yeah, you can feel tender spots. So what does that mean?
This is your solar plexus point. Now, your solar plexus is, you know about your solar plexus?
Tell us.
Let me lower this a bit. So your solar plexus is right in here, okay? And this here in reflexology on your hands and also on your feet, I can't really show you on my foot, but that's where all the nerves come in together. And when you do this, it's a great point to start, I feel so much better. And you could do this while you're on a phone call. You could put your hands under the the desk, while you're on the Zoom call, when you're talking to somebody, and all of a sudden you're going to feel so much better. So that is one of the quickest
Love it.
things, other than the deep breathing or the visualizing or the mindfulness, that you can do. How
I
does that?
love it. Oh my goodness, this feels great. And this morning we were on a different platform that Lorraine also mentioned about. Was it 16 breaths? Is that what you
Oh,
mentioned?
the seconds, the 16
16
seconds.
seconds.
Yes.
That was
So
very
I've told people this: when you're feeling like negative and you're feeling, and you feel like, oh my God, I want to strangle somebody, you know what? 16 seconds it takes to take away or change your vibration into a positive vibration. So it's quick, it's fast. Go from that mindset, use the
Yep.
techniques, and go into that higher vibration,
I
that
love it.
positive mindset.
Yeah, and that's definitely, those are some great tips right here. I mean, and then you went to like one of the main nerves in the solar. I want to kind of even go like one with the neuromuscular that goes, mine goes into the brachial plexus nerve. With that nerve goes in, and it can, there's so many different places. But yeah,
Mhm.
this is great. There's different points where Lorraine just mentioned just a little snippet, but the reflexology, the points, the acupressure, acupuncture points, even if you go into cupping, that those are areas, it's a natural way for you to say, hey, stop for a moment and see and really connect with your body. Yes, it goes into the pillars that I'm always talking
Yeah.
about, your
And this
lifestyle.
and this is hey, it's on your hand. You could do this anytime you
Yes,
want. You're
exactly.
sitting in your car and someone cut you off and now you're at a light. Take your hand off the wheel real quick and do a quick, you know, a massage into your hand.
Well, you could even have an oil and have that aromatherapy oil that
Yes.
goes, that is healing. And where I was mentioning, remember about those pillars of where your lifestyle is. What are you doing day to day when you're in a car and somebody cuts you off? What is your exercise movement? How are you moving to get your body in alignment inside those organs? How's your attitude? Are you rechecking? Oh my goodness, I need to take those 16 seconds of breath. And then as far as your nutrition, because we are what we eat. And if we continue just live a life of eating junk and not taking care of ourselves, it will catch up. And I know everyone that is listening, especially right now, it is about longevity, living a longer, healthier life. And that's where I am just here. If you're looking for a health and wellness coach, I'm excited to be of service to you. If you're looking, and I did not mention, Lorraine is in the the northern part of New York, or what part of New York are you in?
Yeah, so I'm located in New York in the Hudson Valley area. So it's in between, right in between Albany, the capital of New York, and New York City. And I do a lot of virtual things as well.
Good.
So if you wanted to get in touch with me, some of my services I could do virtually with you, or even on the phone.
Yeah, and her website's right here, but it's, if you're in that area, I would take advantage of go get some of those healing hands onto you right away. And while she does do a lot of things virtually, we've got a lot of exciting things coming in the future. This is just a sneak peek of when we're doing our wellness retreats and the type of people that are going to be coming, and they're going to be on site, or some of them will be doing some virtual wellness workshops. Wherever that is, these are some of the things. But we wanted to bring you some tips to share so you could say, hey, but I need something right here, right now. Here's some points. And you can go to her website because she's got so much information on there. And that is, it's just a wealth of information right there, just all in one site. If you're needing coaching and consulting services, we here at MacArthur Accommodations are just excited to help you with that. And I am just grateful that you have come and you've just shared your expertise, especially from a registered nurse side, but also the integrative health practitioner side. So thank you. Tell us what else. Anything else? How is you've got social media platforms that they can
Yeah.
get in touch with you in addition to
Yes.
your website that's here?
Sure. So I'm on Facebook, Healing Path to Health. I'm on Instagram at Healing Path to Health, and my website. Those are my three main places.
Awesome. Is there any other shameless plug you want to give? Any last words of wisdom that's important for you for
Yes.
our listeners?
So if you're interested, you can connect with me for an energetic tune-up. It's a free 20-minute consultation. I'd be
Oh,
more than happy to give you, that 20-minute for free. And we could talk about more what the best way is to help you out and, give you some additional tips and, whatever else you might need.
wow. Look, so not only did she give us the hand, the 16 seconds of breathing, now she's giving you 15 minutes. So, yes. So, I'm just honored that she's come. I want to be respectful for everyone's time, and I want to wish you all a beautiful, blessed, and prosperous day filled with abundant health. While we close out, Lorraine, you just hang tight because I will properly say goodbye to you behind in the green room. But for everyone listening, thank you. Tell us, just drop us in the chat where you're coming in from. And if you have any questions for Lorraine, you can also go in and just let us know. So, with that said, we are going to close out. Yes, we'll close out with some music as I am trying all this. Thank you guys. God bless you.